how are you all doing? Welcome back as we conclude the series Becoming a Person of Value. I'm sorry I couldn't get this video out to you on time. Life be life in y'all. They didn't warn us. Adulting is an extreme sport. Things are happening left, right, center. You're trying to play catch up, you're trying to balance it all, and sometimes you sleep, sometimes you fall, but we get up, we keep going, and we keep recording these conversations. And in today's video, we are concluding the series with the fifth thing that you need when you're working on becoming a person of value. And for all of you who are watching for the first time who have no idea what I'm talking about, let me give you a quick recap. I started this series called Becoming a Person of Value because I wanted to communicate something to people. And the thing that I wanted to communicate to people is this: what you get out of life, your net worth, your bank balance, the life that you live, where you live, is a function of the person that you are, than it is a function of the person that you are. Hear me out. Let me explain. What I mean by that is, if you work on your character, if you work on your integrity, if you work on your principles, if you become loyal, dependable, if you become someone that people can trust, then as a consequence, people can trust you with your money, people can trust you with their ideas, people can trust you with your businesses. So if you work on yourself, if you work on the person that you are, by consequence, you give people the opportunity to invest in you. And when people invest in you, then you can have a healthy bank balance, then you can have everything that you need. So before you start looking for the material things, for the money, for all of it, work on yourself first. And to that end, I started a series called Becoming a Person of Value. It is by no means exhaustive. You definitely have to read more, you definitely have to watch sermons, seminars, and work on yourself as a whole, and watch all the other videos that I've done. But for this segment, we talked about 4 things as to date. The first one, we said, watch what you say. Your words are powerful, okay? Your words are your brand. Your words are your signatures. When you open your mouth, say what you mean. Always under promise and over deliver. Don't over promise to impress, because when you don't do what you say, people lose you. People lose respect in you. You lose your credibility. So the first video was words. Watch what you say. There's a whole video on that. Please watch it. And the second one was, watch how can you communicate, because the words you say are as important as how you say them. So after you've learned how to communicate, what words to use, then you need to watch how you carry yourself, your body language, your communication skills. That was the second one. And the third one, we talked about how you dress. And I say the key takeaway is, I'm not here to tell you how to dress. What I can say is, when you find out what elegance means for you, then be intentional with it. You can't wear the same clothes to the beach and to the interview. No, be aware of where you are, be aware of what is expected of you, and dress accordingly. And last week we talked about watch how you carry yourself in social situations. Don't speak over people. Shut up and listen more, okay? And don't drink, don't embarrass yourself. So it's a whole series. It's by no means exhaustive, but when you start focusing on those 4 things, and you start being intentional with your words, you start being intentional with how you carry yourself, you start being intentional with how you communicate, then people can start seeing you in your positive light. And that way it creates opportunities for you. People can trust you, people can count on you, and when people trust you and count on you, they can give you money. So that's why I say your bank balance is always a function of the person that you are becoming. And in today's video, we're talking about the last thing, okay? I don't know whether I saved the best for last, or it's what they say, last but not least. I don't know. Whichever way you want to put it, wherever you want to put it on the categorization, that's up to you. We're going to talk about eating. Watch how you eat in public. I know it's funny, it's dramatic, but it's a conversation that needs to be heard. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Petronella Mnenzo. I'm an author, I'm a consultant, I'm a speaker. My book, From Gokwe to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream, is available on Amazon. Please do get a copy. If you're in Zimbabwe, I'll give you my sister's number and you can get in touch with her, and she can have a book delivered to you anywhere in Zimbabwe. And if you're in Harare, if you go to Innov 8 bookshop, you can get a copy there, okay? That's it. Let's get into today's video. Watch how you eat when you're in public places, even when you're on your own, because how we eat How we handle food, how we handle ourselves at the dinner table communicates volumes about the people that we are. And oftentimes we find ourselves at conferences, we find ourselves at meetings, we find ourselves at events, and we're just acting anyhow, and we're just doing anyhow, and there are people watching us. Remember what I said, deals are not signed in offices. Not all deals are signed in boardrooms and conference rooms. Deals are signed in everyday life. They are signed in our everydayness. Do you know, over dinner, over lunch, at the game or whatever. So because of that, you have to always be in tune and in control of who you are. And we've talked about everything else. Let's finish off with eating. Okay, the first rule is, if it's a buffet, don't overfill your plate. Okay, I know this sounds basic, I know this sounds simple, but we should talk about it. It's a conversation worth having. When you're at a buffet, put small portions on your plate. It's okay for you to eat, it's okay for you to make 10 trips if possible, but if you're holding all the food, if you're putting all the food in your plate, it communicates that you're greedy. It communicates that you don't trust people to leave food for you. It communicates that you lack a certain self-control. Okay, I kid you not. How you control your appetite says a lot about you as a person. So if you're not able to hold yourself like that, it's going to communicate things that you don't want. Okay, so that's the first one. If you're at a buffet, put small portions on your plate, sit down, eat, go back, take some more. The food is there. My mom always said when we were growing up, put small portions, go back again, take some more. Okay? Number 2, ask people to pass you the salt and the pepper and the tomato sauce or the vinegar or whatever condiments you need in your food. Don't be doing this. You know how people do it? If you see people do that, they do it. You're sitting at a dinner table and you literally feel someone's hand go over your head or go over your food. It's disrespectful to have your hand over someone else's food. It's disrespectful to have your hand over someone's food. It's not nice, it's not polite. It communicates that you're not polished. It communicates that you're impatient. It communicates that you might have low-key trust issues because you can't just ask someone to pass it to you. So ask people to pass you salt. Don't be hanging your hands over people's food. No. Don't be trying to reach where you'll be. Have you seen people trying to reach for salt and then they're just pushing ketchup bottles everywhere? Because it's not a good look. Okay, it's not a good look. Always ask people to pass you the salt and the pepper. Okay, I know this sounds silly, but on this channel we talk about all things life. Okay, we talk about all of it, the nitty, the gritties, the messy, the whatever. We talk about all of it on this channel. Number 3, learn how to use cutlery. Learn how to use a fork and knife. Okay, and where possible, when you can, use it. But here is the key thing. Here is the disclaimer. If you don't know how to use it, don't make yourself look like an idiot in public. Okay, you practice to do these things in your house. Do you know that people generally respect authentic people? If you go to dinner, I know how to use a fork, I know how to use a knife, but 90% of the times, wherever I am, whatever restaurant it is, I use a spoon or I just use the fork because it's comfortable. Unless I realize this is like a bled tie, like a proper formal event, I have to use my cutlet, I'm going to, no problem. But I don't feel the need to use it, but I do know how to use it. So learn how to use cutlery and don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass yourself. If you don't know how to use it, don't make a fool out of yourself. Okay, it's okay to eat with your spoon. It's okay to eat with a fork. It's okay to even go and eat African style with your hands. People respect authentic people. You will look like an idiot when you're trying to get your rice on your fork, a knife, and some of it is just spilling. Have you tried eating spaghetti with a fork and knife? It would be like, I don't know. If you don't know how to do it, don't do it. It's that simple. Be confident in your skin. Be confident with who you are and use what you can. And number 4, don't chew like you're a machine. You know, the whole action. That's not cool, people. That's not cool. I love this show called Young Sheldon, and one episode, I don't remember what really happened, but I remember that Sheldon talked on something, and then he talked about how you forgot to do his like 20 chews per bite routine. And I'm like, okay, that's good. Like, if you can, like, count the chews, like, in your mouth, then do it. By all means, be measured. Be measured. Don't be chewing with your mouth open. Don't be chewing louder than everyone else. Take your time. It's your food. It's not going to go anywhere. It's on your plate. My default is I always eat slowly. You don't go wrong with eating slowly. Take your time, enjoy the food, enjoy the bite, enjoy all of it. Take your time, be patient with your food, because when you're going or when you're chewing with your mouth open, people are looking at you funny. Like, what's up with them? What's their problem? You know, and it just doesn't look good on you. And remember what we said, people need to see an air of value, an air of self-respect about you. It's important for your brand and it's important for you. And the last one is, if you go to someone's house and you finish eating, take your plate to the kitchen. Unless maybe they take it away from you, or their servers, or they strongly insist. If they don't insist and everyone else is taking their place to the kitchen, take your plate to the kitchen. Unless you're at a restaurant, or if there are other extenuating circumstances, take your plate to the kitchen. Do you know how when we go to people's houses, we do these little annoying things that people may not outrightly call you out to your face, but when you're gone, they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna be like, what's that about? What kind of a person does that? So it's always courteous. After you've finished eating your food, say thank you. Thank you for the food. You take your plate to the kitchen and you put it away nicely, okay? And if you're Zimbabwean, if you're Shona, before you eat someone's food, say pamsoroi. After you eat someone's food, ite maita basa. Show gratitude, show appreciation. Okay, guys, this was fun. I love talking about this so much because you know what? It's the little things. It seems funny. It seems like we're having a joke. It seems like we're having a laugh. But it's so important because I have seen people get disqualified. I have seen people being judged harshly because they did something wrong. Because they did something so simple that seemed so innocent to them, but that actually colored someone's opinion of them. Okay, so for that reason, I just want you to be wholesomely awesome. Be intentional with every aspect of your life. Be intentional with the words that go out of your mouth. Be intentional with the food that comes into your mouth. Whatever you're doing, be measured, be controlled. Be in control of the person that you want people to know about you. Be in control of every facet of your life. And that way, you gain people's respect. And if you put together all the things that we talked about, it is by no means exhaustive, I know that, but it is the first step in you becoming a person of value. Remember, people invest in people. People invest in people. They like you first and then they like your idea. People like you first and then they like your book. People like you first and then they like your song. Okay, be intentional. I'm not teaching you to be whoever you're not. I'm not teaching you to pretend. No, whatever you are, whoever you are, be a measured, be an authentic, and be a good version of that. It's up to you to stand up. People are the same. People like the normal. People like the easy. Very few people put in the work to stand out. So if you are consistent, if you watch yourself, if you check yourself, if you hold yourself accountable, you will start becoming a person of value. And when you become a person of value, life works out. Okay, that's it from me today, guys. Go back and watch all the other videos. As always, I want to know what you think in the comment sections. And if you have suggestions of more videos that you would want me to do, or more series that you would want me to talk about, I'm happy. Someone has already suggested a series or a video, I don't know, but I'll be doing that next. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. And also, it's my favorite person's birthday today. Patience, my sister. Yo, that lady is my rock. I love her so much. Happy birthday. And all of you have a lovely week and have a lovely weekend when we get there. See you next time.